Just trying to pull up all the comments and stuff. All right. Hello, hello. Ooh, it's thundering. I wonder if you guys are going to be able to hear that. Hello, good morning. This tea is Harney and Sons Paris. It's right here, actually. Harney and Sons Paris. I really like this tea a lot. Hola! So I can see the comments on my phone, but I cannot see them on my laptop, which is where I want to see them. And I'm just wondering how I can make that be, because I don't want my phone to die, but I guess I don't have a choice, do I? I'm sad that it's not sunny here. It's been kind of, there we go. It's been kind of gloomy all day, or all week, really. There are the comments. All right. I am going to turn my phone off because I don't want to be distracted by that. So, how is everyone doing? I hope everybody is doing well. How was your week? There we go. Wait, come back, chat. Sorry, I'm not paying attention, and I'm just I'm trying to use a new setup where I can see the comments and the video at the same time. So there we go. And of course my iPad decided not to charge while I had it charging all morning, and so it's at like 38%, so I have to have it hooked up to my laptop, and my laptop has to be open, which is why why I'm using my laptop instead of my phone. So I'm just gonna move some of these precarious things out of the way. Aren't these flowers so pretty? These are the first blooms from my little wildflower situation that I planted last year, and they decided to come back again, and they're so teeny tiny. I think they're just like Gerber daisies, but they're so teeny tiny. They're gonna get bigger and like super tall, and they're gonna shoot up, but these are like the first ones, so that's really happy. I've got my candle going, nice cup of tea. Okay, so the plan for today is I want to wrap a few TNs up, some of my inserts, and then I'm going to, actually I'm going to move my laptop because I don't naturally look to my left, and it's, well, I can't, darn it. I just want it a little bit closer to me, I guess. I hope that's not too badly in frame. My gosh, technology is going to be the death of me. Can you guys see this cord like dangling down? Oh, you can't even see it. Is it zoomed in on purpose? I'm just gonna bring this a little closer. There's the cord. I totally forgot what I was even saying. I'm gonna wrap a few of my traveler's notebooks so that I can have them ready to go for future orders. Oh, I'm glad you love my videos. That's so sweet. Okay. So these are what I'm talking about. These are my traveler's notebook inserts that I made and manufactured, and that thunder is getting so loud. Oh, it's starting to rain. So I'm just gonna wrap these up all pretty like I did last time because I really love that. Hi, Grease. Oh, don't make me cry. I'm so happy that you're here. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap these up and make them pretty. I'm gonna try to not create some problems here. But I've got my tissue. And these are some of the last pieces that I had in this particular pack, which is why they're a little rough for wear, but hopefully they still look pretty once everything is wrapped up here. Yeah, volume 2 is definitely my favorite. I ordered some more of my volume 1 inserts, and they did, like, those sold better than my volume 2, which were like my new release, and I was actually really surprised about that. Because I basically sold out again of my volume 1, and I have all these brand new volume 2s that are just sitting here. So I hope everybody had a good, productive week, and was able to maintain a good, healthy mental headspace. I'll be honest, I had the end of my week, Thursday and Friday, they were tough days for me. The kids were just kind of over it. I think we've kind of reached capacity for being stuck in the house. We were able to leave on Wednesday to go to a birthday parade for my husband's grandfather. He turned 86, and so the family organized a birthday parade for all the family members, and then the local first responders. He was actually a firefighter for like a long time. Like, I think that was his second retirement. He retired from working at a technology company that worked with the space program, and then he became a fireman and retired from that as well. So he actually has a fire truck named after him, and that fire truck was the one we actually were behind during the parade. So that was really special. It was really sweet. He totally cried, and he's totally like the typical grouchy grandpa who just mumbles and grunts and grumbles, and it was really funny. It was funny to see him be emotional. Not funny like haha, but just funny to see that different side of him. Because I didn't grow up with him. I mean, I guess I kind of have. I've been married for almost 14 years now, but yeah, just seeing his personality light up like that was special. Anyway, so we did that on Wednesday, which was really nice because we were able to get out of the house, but Cullen, number 3, our nearly 2-year-old, doesn't really like car rides right now. And so he screamed for the whole 30-minute drive there and 30-minute drive back. So that was really nice, really special. Great way to end the day. And then Thursday and Friday, my older two were just really misbehaving and not listening and just being typical kids who've been locked up and not been able to play with any of their friends or family members for 5 weeks now. And it just gets really exhausting. You try not to lose your patience, but we're all human and that can get hard sometimes. So I hope everybody can hear me. I'm not seeing anybody talking. So I hope that everything is going well. Anyway, we have 21 people watching. Tell me where you guys are all at. I know we have North Carolina and Greece, but where else do we have? Oklahoma, Texas. Ooh, Texas. I love Texas. Wyoming, hello. Washington, hey. Belgium, I was in Texas. Ooh, Virginia, I love Virginia too. I lived there for many years. South Florida, hey-yo. Are you guys just recovering from this thunderstorm that we're receiving now? Lurking and working in Olympia, Washington. I love that. Ontario. I have so many stories I want to tell about all these places. You guys did just get this storm. That's nice. Is it bad? Is it going to last forever, or is it just going to kind of zoom on by? So Texas. I was lucky enough to visit Texas in February before the world shut down like 3 weeks later. And I loved it. I went to San Antonio. I absolutely loved that city. I was really surprised by how pleasant and helpful and warm everybody was. I thought Texas was going to be a little more rough around the edges, but I just did not get that vibe at all. I loved it. Argentina, hello. Oh, it's raining where you are too. I suspect in Washington it's always raining, eh? So yeah, love Texas. Virginia, I lived in Virginia Beach, Virginia, Newport News area when I was a little girl. And then when I got married and married my husband, we lived in Alexandria and Stafford and Quantico while he was hopping around to a bunch of fun duty stations. I know I haven't finished my journal about Texas. I need to. You guys would be absolutely disgusted by the lack of work I've done in that journal. I'm wondering if I turn my light on, if that makes it any brighter, because it does seem a little doom and gloom. Let's see. The only problem is that it's going to create shadows. Oh, Springfield Day, yeah. I didn't go to Springfield often because when we were, ooh, hello, there's the light. When we were living there, MS-13 was pretty bad in that area, but we did go to a tanning salon there. It was over by the Bath and Body Works. Bath and Body Works. I had a girlfriend who worked over there, but we rarely went to the mall over there. Not to say your area of Springfield is bad, or that it is still, but in 2006 and 7, it was an area we avoided. I had to go, yeah, it is not much better, is it? And the shadows are terrible. I'm going to turn that back off. I worked for the public school system when we lived there, and I had to take a class in Springfield. Let's see, Washington State. I was meant to be in Seattle right now, I think, or this weekend or next weekend. There was an event that I was meant to be attending in Washington, in Seattle, and I obviously had to cancel it. Melbourne, that's weird. That's super weird. Stephanie J, do we know each other and I just don't know it? Because we're like neighbors. Super weird. Is it thundering by you yet, Stephanie? Because it's coming, girl. It is so gloomy. You can see how dark and gloomy it is. Trying to get this bow right, and it's just not. Let's see. Oklahoma. My grandmother lived in Oklahoma. Maryland. Joanne, I'm just seeing that. I grew up in Maryland too. When we left Newport News, Virginia Beach, that area, we moved to the eastern shore of Maryland. So I consider that to be like where I actually grew up. Grew up on the eastern shore. On the Choptank River. Miss it there so much. Nothing like Florida, I'll tell you that. Oh man, yeah, Stephanie, I feel you, girl. It's been this way all week. I feel like I have a girlfriend we've been FaceTiming, and she keeps showing me these beautiful blue skies every day, and I'm like, I haven't seen a blue sky in like over a week. It's been white and gray for a week. I'm miserable. Where in Maryland, Joanne, if you're still here? Are you on the East Coast, West Coast? Or I say coast, but really, are you on the Western Shore or the Eastern Shore? So I have a few plans for what I want to do today. Once I finish wrapping these pretty little notebooks up, I'm going to make an A5 traveler's notebook just outside DC. Okay, all right. It's a nice area too. Lots of money over there. You know, they were doing all the construction on, oh, there's lightning. Did you guys see that flash? On the 495 interchange by the 495, 295, all that mess. And we never did get to enjoy all that construction. We suffered through that for 3 years and we moved away before they even finished. So we didn't even get to enjoy all that work we suffered through. I hate that, don't you? Feel like I'm literally have something to relate to every single every single person who's commented. Let's see, Ontario, Olympia, South Dakota, way up north. Wyoming. Gosh, it's getting so dark in here. This is miserable. You guys can't even see anything. And I can barely even see what's going on. It's actually brighter on the screen than it actually is in here. I'm gonna have to turn that light back on. To heck with the shadows. I have to see what I'm doing. All right, so I've got, ooh, there's another lightning. I've got my 3 inserts here, and that shadow is just gonna be terrible. I'm going to figure out how to make this pretty. You know, I don't know about where in Oklahoma she lived because that was before my time. She worked for the FDA, and so she traveled around inspecting. She was an FDA inspector, and so she traveled around everywhere and inspected, I think, like chicken factories or something, I want to say. But that was before my time, so I don't really know much about that. I just know that she used to live in Oklahoma because she says that's her favorite state, even though there's nothing out there. So let's see how I'm going to use this scrap piece of paper. There's more lightning. Oh, this is becoming a nasty storm. All right, now I want to find, I'm gonna pull my flowers out, pull my stamps. Let's see. Some labels here. Does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? My husband had planned to do some work on our back patio. And then as soon as he gets home from his 90-minute trip to the hardware store, it starts to pour with rain. So, yeah, Massachusetts. Oh, it snowed earlier? Girl. I love Massachusetts too. We spent a week in New England for our anniversary a few years back. It was before we had Cullen, before we started making babies for the second time. And we went to Boston and Portland, Salem. I think that was like the 3 main spots that we went to, and we absolutely loved it up there. One, 2, 3 flowers. Gonna rip those in 3. And let's see what kind of postage we can work with here. Let's do all Elizabeth's. All of her colors. Look at that shadow, you guys. Oh. I can't stand this shadow. Guess I should have looked at the weather report. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start layering these things. I hope you guys don't mind how poor the image quality is with the bad lighting and stuff, but it's just a really nasty storm outside is blowing in, and it's starting to rain really heavily, and lightning and thunder and all the things. I hope you just enjoy the chat, the talking. Oh, that's really sad. About your Easter Sunday. I know it was very weird for us here last week. Last week was our Easter Sunday, or our Easter weekend, and it did feel very strange. Ooh, that was a big one. We didn't have a big family dinner, and we didn't do the normal. It just felt off, like the whole thing. It just felt wrong. Have you guys been doing any kind of home improvements or picking up any new hobbies? Oh, you did hear that one. That one was crazy. Thunder is incredible. Hopefully it blows over soon. I have all the best intentions of hanging out for at least 3 hours. That's how long I went last time before the babies woke up. And so I'm kind of hoping I can get that kind of time in today. So hopefully the weather maybe clears up by then. I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, I'm gonna rip this stamp. I just need to put it down. Alright, so I've got these 3 little clusters, and now I need to add my florals. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, that one wasn't bad. It was like a nice rumbly one. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, Meredith, that you lost a family member. I found out this morning that my high school best friend, or I guess I should say my senior year best friend, her mother passed away last night. She'd been fighting cancer for a while, and she finally lost that battle yesterday, and I woke up to the news, and it's been kind of affecting me, you know, when you have a woman in your life, for, you know, a mother figure anyway, for any kind of time like that. It just, it hurts a little bit when you have that loss. And it's definitely hard because there just won't be like a normal funeral, an acknowledgement of her life because of the virus. So that's really tough too. Alright, I'm gonna melt some wax. And let's catch up on some comments because I've been kind of zoning out here. Drawing, that's kind of cool. Art journaling for sure. I've never been able to draw, really. I've never had that skill set. And I love people that can do it, but I am definitely not one of those people for sure. So I'm using my new wax seal with my new logo on it, and oh, here comes a good one. Oh, what a nasty storm. I'm loving it. I really love being able to have the opportunity to make my own wax seals. I did purchase like a nice one from Back to Zero, but I wanted something small, so I had my husband make this one, and I love it. Love the sound effects. Oh, you can see the lightning. That's crazy. Look at that. I really am sorry with the image quality. I wish I could update it here. What if I go to... Oh, here goes the one. Oh! That was bad. So I was able to update it to 720. It was playing at 480, and it does look a little bit better. So if you want to play with your settings and image quality, I guess it looks a little bit better. Oh my god, that lightning looks insane. That's crazy. Alright, wax. You can melt anytime. Stephanie, we must be pretty close, girl, if you are having the same if you're experiencing the same thunderclaps and lightning that we are. Hello, England! I'm gonna speed this melting process up just a little bit. I know it's a waste of this lighter fluid fuel stuff, but I just don't even care. Don't want it to start boiling because then it will just be too hot. Have a drink of tea here while we wait. I don't like my tea to be too hot, so I don't mind that it cools off a little bit. Loving the thunder. I'm glad you're liking it. It makes me feel less bad for committing to doing a live in a thunderstorm. I love that tea. All right. So, question, because I feel like I might be in the minority here, but how does everybody else like to drink their tea? I don't like anything. I know that it's the English way to add milk or cream or sugar, just like you would do to coffee, but I have tried it that way several times to see if my taste buds have changed and to see if I like it with that in it, and I don't. I like it just like this, just as it is, just hot brewed and nothing added to it. Am I in the minority, or am I just like not drinking the right kind of tea for that to be good? I have to know. Because I guess it doesn't really matter how I like it as long as I do, but I'm just curious. I need to add another little wax bead in. So this tiny paint can is so cute. Depends on the tea. If it's chai, yes. Okay, so yeah, I agree with that. Chai is my favorite. I have had it without milk. Like I've had it like not as a latte, and I still like it just the same. But if I have like a preference, I do prefer it in the latte form. Earl Grey with lemon. That could be good. You like your tea bag in the mug. I don't like my, I think that's fantastic. I don't like it to be too strong, which usually I take the bag out, but I love the florals of this particular tea, so it doesn't like have like a strongness or a weakness. But usually with like my breakfast tea, I'll just use like an Earl Grey or like just a breakfast tea. I'll only let it steep for maybe like a minute or two, and then I take the bag out and then I'm done. I don't like it to be too strong. But yeah, I don't think I could do that. Good for you, girl, because I couldn't. Coffee black. I have to try it with honey. I've not done that. You never use a saucer? I do because I'm messy. I don't want to get tea all over my table and then have like a wet spot. I am super messy. Gonna heat this up again. Paper and or Meredith. The tea that I'm drinking today is Harney and Sons Paris. I love this tea. It's my treat yourself tea. But usually I just like a regular black tea, or breakfast tea, or like an Earl Grey. I stay in that general area. And because I am in the States, like instead of like when we go out to eat or whatever, or if we order takeout and there's like a drink option, instead of getting like soda or anything like that, I always get an unsweet tea, like an iced tea. And yeah, I don't like adding anything to that too. No sugar or anything like that. Too lazy to do the dishes. That's funny. Using a saucer is just extra dishwashing. Truth. Truth. This is so fun to see that most people don't typically add anything, but I love to see those that do. The reason that I'm doing this is because, oh, there goes my tag. This tea is pretty expensive, and like I said, it's my treat myself tea, and so when I make it, I make like enough to have several cups, and I can kind of enjoy it a little bit longer. Because like I said, it's pretty expensive. I bought a tin of it probably 2 years ago. It's probably not even good anymore. I mean, it tastes fine, but I'm sure there's an expiration date. But I'm really cheap, and I bought it at the Paper Seahorse when I was at the shop, probably, I don't even remember when. So I'm just gonna tuck these in here. I'm gonna try to hold my head shadow back, but I'm just kind of tucking it in. And then that is that. Did you say sweet tea? No, I did not say sweet tea. I want unsweet tea. That's so funny. Whenever I go through the drive-thru, I say I would just like an iced tea to drink. Did you say sweet tea or no? Just no, unsweet tea. So you said sweet tea? Can I just have an iced water? People in the South don't understand drinking tea without sugar. All right, there we go. So these beauties are all done. That was fun, right? I can tell myself that anyway. Oh, lemon and ginger. That sounds like a recipe for when you're sick. I'm sorry you're hungry. Oh, good. That's good to know, Stephanie. It has been sealed in its tin. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to, okay, I'm gonna take a vote. Who wants to just see me go right into making an A5 junk journal with a bunch of new papers that I got? Or who would like to see a sneak peek at some of the items that are going to be in my next vintage paper packs? Take a vote. I will clean up my mess while you guys vote, and then when I come back to the screen, we will count, and you guys can let me know what you would rather see. Do you want to get straight to work, or do you want sneak peeks? think that is a resounding vote. Both will be fun. That's true. I'm gonna flip through these. So these are some junk journals that I've already made in a bunch of various sizes with a bunch of fun things. So this first one is a standard size insert that I made to send to friends and then forgot. And they've just been sitting here and I just found them as I was putting stuff away. But I'll just flip through these really quickly. Some of the paper bits I've included in this. It's kind of just like a junk journal, but I guess like less junky. I'm not really sure what constitutes a junk journal. If it's just a journal that's just got like a bunch of different kinds of paper in it, or if it's got like a bunch of added stuff to the papers so that you can you pre-decorate the papers, or if it's just a notebook that catches like random bits. I'm really not sure. So this is one, and I believe that this is basically the identical thing, the same papers. And then I love these too. Luna, I'm in the States. I live in Florida. This is something that I just made about a month and a half ago for a specific purpose. I was intending on going to North Carolina, and I wanted like a little mini like journal to take with me. And so I just made this with a bunch of random papers that I loved, and it's kind of just like the same thing, just the same old papers that I love in different styles and textures and sounds and folded in different ways with little pockets so I could tuck stuff in. But my trip got canceled, so that's really sad. Not indefinitely, I guess it's just technically postponed. But I had this like mini folder, and I had it just like this. I did not cut this down because the tab is still here. And I've never seen a folder like this. This was sent to me, and I thought it was just like the perfect size for like a notebook. So I just put some papers in and stapled it, and then put this like Class-Key tape over the binding to give it like extra effect, and I really love that. And then these beauties are notebooks that I made when I went to hang out with Jane Campbell, and we just like gathered a bunch of fun papers from our stash, and we bound them into these really fun journals, and they're really fun, but I feel like there's just too much going on in this for me to like use it. I guess I'm a purist in the sense that I'm okay with things just being simple and calm. And while I love all of the paper tastings in these journals, I just feel like I will struggle to use it. Am I the only one, or is there like a following for these types of journals? This is another one with different papers. Oh, I think it's upside down. Lightning is still going strong, but the rain has kind of slowed down. So she had this really fun Japanese paper that was really fun to play with, and then she had handmade paper, and then I had this wax bag that we just like turned into a pocket. I loved the paper that she had. And then I had these old sewing patterns, and then this, look at this botanical paper, it's gorgeous. so this was super fun, but I'm going in a different direction today. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Meredith. Hello, Czech Republic. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I have. This will be my cover. I actually don't know if it will be proper A5 because I don't think I have a paper long enough. Yeah, it will just be short. Darn it. I don't think I have a cardstock long enough for this cover. I would love to have blueprint paper. I have, let me show you. Let me dig it out. I have, gosh, this style blueprint paper, but it's not like the same kind of blueprint paper. It's more of like engineering drawings for making parts. So I don't think it's the same, but this is the only thing I have close to that. I am going to have to think about how I'm going to make a cover for this. But in the meantime, let's choose some papers here that I know are big enough to make an A5 notebook. So we've got some Japanese paper here. I'm not really interested in using that, but I've got it. We've got this really pretty handmade botanical paper. I like this, so I'm gonna set it over in like the maybe area because I'm not sure yet where I'm going with this. We've got this really beautiful onion skin with the red margin that I 100% know I want to use. And then we've got some really nice linen paper that I want to use. I don't think this is going to be big enough for this. Yeah, I'll try that. I think that's like a bond. And then, what do we have here? No, I don't want that. Alright, so these are all going to be too small because those are just like standard 8.5 by 11. Bye, Luna. Sorry I missed you. I really got sucked into the paper there. I don't know what you mean by Dutch door. If it was long enough, then I could fold it over, but I don't think I have anything long enough. I'm not sure about this one. This one's a little bold. Kind of love the look of this, but I wonder if it's going to be long enough. Because I pretty much need it to be like this length. in order to get that A5 size, and I don't think this one's going to be long enough. This might be a total fail, you guys. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be the same length. We'll keep it. This one will be long enough, and that is bright. Look how bright that is. Maybe we'll try that one. This one's really delicate. Ooh, look at this. I like that one too. This one is a little bold. I, for some reason, thought I was going to have more options. I'll try that orange one and this green one. Oh, I love this one, but it's not long enough. Dang it. I'm gonna pull this ledger out just because I don't feel like I have enough. This is going to have to be cut down like crazy. I don't even know what measurements I need to be working with. Guess I better measure. I'm gonna fold this one. I need to measure first. I need to have some measurements. So let's do the measuring thing. We've got oh man, I'm really bad at this measuring thing, eh? Nothing is precise. All right, so it's like 11 3/4. But that's the cover page. Like that's the cover. So I want to make it slightly smaller than that. Oh, I just don't know. What is the halfway point? centimeters. sure I want to add that one. It's not really the direction I want to go. All right, so I want this to be my cover page because it feels a little bit sturdier. And then we'll do this. And then that's like see-through. Looking so cute. And we'll do this orange and this ledger. And then we'll do this really nice linen. And then this pretty yellow. And this green. Then this onion and that. So I'm going to start by cutting these way big ones down. My paper cutter here has had better days. So we'll put this back on. I'm gonna have to choose at some point which part of that grid is gonna be ripped apart. Oh, I can't commit to cutting that side. That side is so good. You don't say, Sarah. I need a whole new paper trimmer. I actually bought one, the really fancy We Are Memory Keepers one, and I don't like it, so I don't use it. That one's got a nice, fresh, delicious blade on it. I don't like the way it shows where it cuts because I can't see the whole thing. I like this one's because it's got this like wire there that shows me exactly where my cut is going to be the whole way across. So that is that reasoning. Alright, now I've completely forgotten how this thing was assembled. But I'm certain orange was not on the outside. I think orange is here. I feel like that's enough pages. That's 18 pages throughout the whole thing. I think that's enough for like a little something, something. I don't know, I still feel like I'm missing something. You know what? Maybe I will add one more piece of onion skin and it will just be smaller. Just because I'm weak for onion skin. I mean, listen to it. Is that not the most delicious sounding piece of paper you've ever heard? And I'm going to fold this one directly in half. And then I'm going to put it closer. I'm going to put it here. Hello, France. I'm so happy to have you guys all here keeping me company while I struggle bust through this process. Because usually I don't overthink it a whole lot, but for some reason I am today. So I am going to mark where I need to cut this. And with my trusty chewed on pencil, because kids. No, I don't want to cut it on this side. I want to cut it on this side. So this is going to give me my height. This cut right here is going to take all that away. But I'm feeling like I need to add a cover first. And I'm like kind of searching my room to see what I can find. That would be an appropriate cover. And what if I use one of these? I just like flip it out and then, or I could just cover it with paper. I could use like this part right here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut there. Where did my L go? Where's my L? Alright, and now I'm going to cut my width. I'm really sorry I'm not giving you guys any real guidance on like proper measurements, but I suck, so I'm sorry. Yeah, Meredith, you do it properly so that everybody else can watch your video. All right, I'm gonna make it 6 inches, just so it's a little bit wider. Well, I guess I have a 6-inch mark right here. All right, there's my cover. Da, 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 da. Is it the same size as this? Yes, it is. Okay, now, and look at that, my line lined up perfectly. All right, now what I'm going to do is take my rotary blade. I got this from, no, this is not what I want to use. This is my ticket cutter thing. It's got like the little things, and I use that to cut things to make it look like a ticket. But that's not what I want to use. I don't need perforations. I need an actual cut, and I don't know where my rotary blade is because I had to hide it. Because children. Guess I could just use my X-Acto knife. I don't want to though. I want my rotary blade. Why do children have to be so terrible? Steal all your things and try to hurt themselves with it. All right, now I need my cutting mat. You know, would be a really evil thing of me to do is to ask my husband to come do this so that when he messes it up, I can be angry at him and not at myself. How many want to bet? Okay, so this is my cover. I cut 6 inches. So from the spine to the end was 6 inches. And then my width is 8 1/4. Yes, 8 1/4. So this here, from here to here is 8 1/4, and this is 6 inches. You don't want me to cover this up? You think that's cool? Let me go see if I can convince my husband to do this cutting. BRB. Okay, he's coming. And I got Red Bull. Hey, I just need your strength because you can hold like a paper down, and then I need you to like cut it. Mm-hmm. Can you do that for me? Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to like get it tucked in there because I haven't stapled it yet, but I guess just use, you can't crack a Red Bull. And then I need you to cut it along like this right here because I need to get rid of that, and I need to get rid of all this. This is your guide. But like you need to hold the ruler down like super hard and then like do the cutting, and I'm not strong enough to do it, and I'm not convinced that this blade is really good either. But I lost my rotary blade, so that's why we're doing it this way. Can you do it for me? Mm-hmm. Yes.
I can't promise how successful it'll be.
But like I said, if you do it wrong, then it's your fault and not mine.
Smart.
You have to do like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going backwards?
Line it up.
Mm-hmm. Let's
the
check.
whole thing now.
Yeah, all the whole paper. Yeah, all the papers. Out of the way, fancy tea. Hello, Red Bull. Red Bull is life. Sugar-free Red Bull. You would cover the inside but not the outside. Is anybody else 100% holding their breath right now? Yes. I'm on the floor right now in the fetal position, like not even watching him overhead because I'm panicking.
To the other side. The
I
top.
need the top too, but you have to be careful because there's like this little teeny lip right there. See what I mean?
Why do you gotta make it confusing?
It's not confusing. It looks so good, babe. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. If that were me doing it, there would be like 1,000 frays. This is why you have to marry an engineer, because they have like super precise everythings. This is a marital test. Best husband ever, I agree. Really? Did you really just do it like no issues?
I think so.
Pretty upset right now. I mean, I'm happy, but I'm upset because you do everything so perfectly and I can't.
There's a little overlap on this side.
That's okay. It's a junk journal. Thanks, Boo. Oh, magic hands.
Heavy magic.
Here, can you take my tea?
That would require 2 hands.
Yes. Don't drop it. Thank you, Bam. You're the best. Love you. He's so good, right? I can't even take it. He's so good. Love the spirit hands. We are all applauding. I'm the same way, Meredith. I can't do it. I can't do it. There would have been like 1,000 frays, but now this is perfect and I never want to touch it again because I'm bound to mess it up. Okay. It is getting brighter outside, so I'm going to turn the light off and get rid of that terrible shadow because that was really distracting. Okay, so I'm going to throw away these teeny tiny bits, but these bigger ones are going to be saved. Okie dokie now. All right, so now the next step is you have to get your stapler. Now this is not a regular everyday stapler. I did purchase this on Amazon it was definitely less than $15, but if I had to guess, it was around the $9 mark. I did not have a lot of hope for it because it's very small and it's a $9 stapler. But the beauty of this stapler is that it comes out and it goes all the way around. So I can staple any direction and I never have to worry about bumping into this bit. So my papers, like I can bind a book basically. So that's why I bought it. It's great. So what I'm going to do now is open it up. And most people are professionals and use like clips to hold the papers in place and stuff. I can't be bothered, so. But then I mess it up like 1,000 times. Ugh, maybe I should use clips because this is becoming a problem all of a sudden. Okay. Oh wow, we have 36 people now watching. The last I looked, there was only 21. So, hello, extra people that have come in. If you have not said where you are from, please tell me where you are watching from. I'd love to know. Oh, we lost somebody. They were like, nope, I don't want to tell you where I'm from. I'm gone. See you later. Texas. Hello, Texas. California. Hello, Megan. Hello, Hillary. I was just telling, oh, New Hampshire. Pennsylvania. I was just telling everybody about my love affair with Texas when I went back in February. Can't be bothered. That is my hashtag. I can't be bothered. Except for now, look at me. Every single time I say something, what do? All right, let's commit. I'm over it. I want to... It's not perfect. And I don't seek perfection except for when I do, which is now. Ohio, tea dye paper in Missouri. I love that. Losing the clips because they're messing me up here. And I don't want to staple this a million times. So I'm just going to shoot from the hip and go for it. There we go. That's a little better. Still off. Can't tell you how many staples I waste. The stapler is good. I wish I had a link for you guys, but I just got it on Amazon, and how I searched for this particular stapler was just a long arm stapler or like a bookbinding stapler. I can't remember exactly the verbiage that I used, but this came up, and it was cheap, and it was small. It wasn't going to take up a whole lot of space in my office. Ugh, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not stapling anymore. I'm over it. I'm going to take some of this classic-y tape and I'm going to go over the binding. And just be done with it. And there we have it. We have a A5 junk journal. With really delicious papers. So good. Okay. There, did it, done it, dusted it. measurements of the stapler, Meredith. It's gonna be like 6-ish inches. 5, less than 6 inches. The journal. So this is gonna be 6 inches across and 8¼ inches like lengthwise. Let me see if I can find the link to the stapler because I know everyone is curious now. Book binding stapler. Here it is. It's actually $13. Copy and paste. Where is the chat? Restore chat. Oh man. Oh my gosh, it is. You know what? I can do this. Oh. Try that. I had to take the www.amazon off, so if you need to add that back in. Oh no, is it frozen? It's because my battery is dying. So this happened the first time I did the video froze because I had a pop-up saying that my battery was low, but I'm plugged in. I hope it's charging actually. I can't tell. It says it's only got 10% left. So hopefully we continue. All right, so let's move on from junk journal and move on to sneak peeks of vintage paper packs. I've got 2 started. I need to figure out if I'm going to do more than 2 and if they're going to be themed. Actually, that's not true. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do mystery paper packs where they are going to be filled with a bunch of miscellaneous paper bits that I don't have enough quantity of to put in a paper pack, but it's still really good paper. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to do mystery paper packs and hope that you guys trust me enough to like what's in those. They're going to be cost friendly too. So basically I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting what I think $30 worth of vintage papers and ephemera would be, and it's going to be on sale for $15. So it's going to be budget friendly and it's going to help move some inventory for me. And then I'm going to have another vintage paper pack just like I've had in the past, probably around the $25 mark. I'm going to have a stationery paper pack, which is basically vintage, possibly antique writing papers. And I put those together last night, but I need to get some envelopes together. So let's take a peek at some of the items I have pulled for the paper packs. Not the mystery paper packs, but the proper paper packs. I hope you guys are still there because I'm not seeing any commenting. So I hope you guys are still here. All right, so here are some smaller bits. So we've got these. I know everybody loves these checks. I've got some Coca-Cola little receipt papers. I've got some more vintage receipts, some statement paper. I love this one. Unused checks. I'm going to be pulling this apart so that everybody's got one of these really nice little blank pages from this time book. And we've got some more, I don't know, paper. We've got a little mini ledger. We've got vintage advertising. I'm going to be pulling this book apart and putting a few pages in from this old catalog. We've got some vintage writing paper. And some of the pages might even have drawings on them. These I just got from one of my good friends, Sarah. She's probably going to have a heart attack. She's in here right now. She's going to have a heart attack when she sees I'm going to rip these apart. But these papers are just too pretty not to share. The vintage advertising and the florals. So that's going to be in there. We've got some music pages. And we're still going. We've got some pages from the Palmer Method of Business Cursive. So I think these were in my last one as well, but I've got some more, so I'm going to put that in as well. We've got some colored receipts. And then this pile of really old receipts and ledgers that have been used, so that will be included. We've got an old typewriter handbook, textbook thing, like when you're learning to type. And then we are going to have this as another little, like, I don't even know what to call this, report paper. So you're going to get both colors. This one I love. This is another report. Oh, I just broke the cover. I could have used that for the cover of my book. This one has all of the colors. So you've got this really lovely grayish cream, beautiful green, lovely yellow, a really pretty aged pink coral, and then a bright bold orange. So all the colors are going to be included in the paper pack. And I don't necessarily like the content. I do. I don't hate it. But I don't necessarily, like, when I look at these old papers, I don't look at the content and think, how the heck am I going to use this? This is more of like, I'm going to rip off a page or rip off the side, or I need some color to add to the back, so I'm going to use just the back side, and I've got plenty of colors to choose from that. Or if I want to add color to a junk journal, this is a great way to add colored pages to a junk journal. So that's why I love these. And then we also have some bigger music papers from a pretty old piano journal here. Let's see. From 1898. So yeah, this is just the start of my next paper pack. Let me come back here a little bit. I don't know, Meredith, when these are actually going to be available. I'm going to try to set a goal for myself to get these put together in the next 2 weeks. I'm pretty busy during the actual week, but I'm going to try desperately to get these put together and basically ready in the next 2 weeks. The problem is that I've got a ton of old atlases and ledgers and a bunch of other books that I actually have to, encyclopedias and dictionaries that I want to pull papers from and include in these kits. And I need to find the time to actually carefully pull those pages out so that I can include them in this kit. So this is just like the loose paper that I have in my inventory that I can quickly just pull from and stuff into a bag. And the part that's going to take the most time is finding the time to sit down and pull those books out and carefully pull them apart, because some of them are quite old. I will show you. These are two that I recently just found. This atlas is just disgustingly delicious, and the papers are quite large and they're very delicate, and so I need to carefully cut these out. Unfortunately, I am going to have to fold these pages in order to get them into the packaging to protect them, but the colors are just absolutely divine. So that's one of the things that I have to do. And then here's another terribly old, freaking gorgeous book that I've had for a few months now, and have just really struggled with the thought of having to come in with a blade and cut it apart. So, yeah, but I just feel like it deserves to be in these paper packs, so I'm going to do it. I'm just having a hard time. I think I used the map prints in here for my last atlas set that I did, and that was about as much as I could do with just taking the little maps out to include in that particular kit. So that's what's going to delay this is pulling these books apart to add to this kit. But I think as it stands, it's quite a lot already in that kit, but yeah. It's going to be a healthy one for sure. I went through all my old receipts last night and found a really beautiful little set of these with beautiful branding, and these colors, they're all from the same county for taxes, but look at all these colors. Have you ever? They're just absolutely beautiful. So that's going to be a blast. I can't wait to do that. I will always let you guys know on Instagram when everything is ready, so you don't have to worry about missing out. I'm not going to list it and not tell anybody. So you will always be in the know if you are following over on Instagram. And let's see. Oh, I'm glad you guys like the look of that. Let me grab the other one I'm working on. This one is pretty near and dear to my heart. I've already got the pages put in their little cello bags because these papers mean a lot to me. Basically because of the idea of what I'm trying to give. So just imagine yourself back in the late 1800s, all the way up to like the 40s or the 50s, sitting at your desk in the middle of a room, a great grand room, or your small bedroom, with the only pen that you own, which is a fountain pen or a dip pen, and you're sitting down with very fine stationery that you made a big deal and you chose the perfect paper for you, and you're going to sit down and write a letter to your friend to come over for dinner later, because there was no phones or anything like that way back when. So you would write a letter to ask someone to come over for dinner that night, or writing a letter to your sweetheart who is on the front lines. Just imagine that. These papers are all from basically that time period, that time frame, and they all have a story to tell, and luckily for all of you, that story is going to be yours. So all of these papers are different. All of the textures are different. All of the colors are different. Just look at this little rainbow right here. Some of them have multiple pages. and some of them only have 1 or 2 based on the inventory that I actually had on hand at the time. But yeah, we've got, I put in a few beautiful letterheads as well, 3 sheets each of those because they're just absolutely delicious. But look at this rainbow of paper. So yeah, this one is really special to me just because I am an avid letter writer and I'm very finicky about the paper that I like to use to write my letters to my friends. And being able to have stationery from the past to be able to write my letters on is just amazing. So I can't wait for this. I need to source some envelopes for this before I can have this 100% ready to go, because I want to be able to include some vintage envelopes as well to send. But yeah, this is one I've been working on for a while because all of these papers are from my personal collection, and so packing these up and sending them away is truly going to be a gift from my heart to yours. I only made 5 of them. I just did not have the quantity to be able to make any more than that if I wanted to include a decent amount of paper in each one. I could have easily made 10 or 20 kits if I was only giving each person 1 page of each, but when you get to writing a letter, you need more than 1 page, right? So there are going to be only 5 of these. So keep an eye out for that one. That one's good. And then if you guys have any ideas, if you liked kits from previous launches, let me know. Like if you really loved the dictionary pages or the atlas pages or the ledger papers, let me know what you're kind of interested in and what you're looking for, and I can try to curate something like that. And I think the mystery packs are going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to doing the mystery packs because I think there's going to be a lot of freedom in those, and I'll be able to put a lot in there and not have to worry about, oh, I only have like 3 of these, so like I can only make, I can only put them in 3 kits, and then the next kit is going to be different. It's not going to be the same. The mystery packs are going to be fun because I can just shove them in and give you guys big, huge, chunky packs, and it'll be fun. So let's see. I want to read the comments a little bit. Tickets, tickets, tickets. I agree. I'm weak for tickets too. Unfortunately for me, I cannot seem to find tickets in bulk. I have a personal collection of tickets, but it's not enough to like make a like proper kit out of. I guess I could try, but I usually like to save my small collection of tickets for my freebies, because I always include a freebie pack of ephemera in my orders. But tickets and Denison labels, I just cannot find in bulk. I can't, even if I wanted to buy them online, I couldn't find them for a decent enough price to make it worth being able to turn it into like a kit and selling them to you. And even when I did do that, I did have a Denison label pack that I was able to curate and put in the shop. They didn't sell well. I actually took them down because I wanted to save them for something else. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed that they didn't do too well. I need everything too, girl. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, so next what I want to do, because the babies are still sleeping, so I'm going to take advantage of this time, and 35 of you still care about what I have to say. So I am going to do a little sneaky flip through my journals, if you guys don't mind, unless you guys want to see something else. If you're interested in seeing something else, let me know. But I am going to start off with my weekly journal. And this is just an A5 journal from Muji. and I do not use the monthly pages like I should. I love monthly layouts, but I just don't. I don't know. So I'm going to flip through this whole thing with you guys. I hope you guys don't mind. As you can see, I did not do well in December writing everything in. But once the new year started, I did do pretty well. Love this journal. This is kind of where I do like my hodgepodge of all the things that I get in the mail and I want to save. I love this business card. I love this layout. And all the Year of the Rat stamps that I got. This is fun. Using all the London Gifties things. Love how this layout turned out. These two pages right here were actually a challenge that I challenged myself to, where I used one of my paper packs. Actually, I pulled extra supplies from some of my paper packs and challenged myself to use my own supplies in my journals, and I love the way they came out because some of them really intimidated me, like the maps and like the encyclopedia pages and the receipt pages. You just look at it and you're just like, what the heck am I gonna do with like a pink automotive receipt? But I made it work and it really came together. I really love that. And the same for this like yellow car ledger and this bingo card. I was looking at them like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, how can I use this? But any amount of layering can make something pretty. I like this one too. So fun. I like this little pocket I made too. This is it. I think this is the last layout that I've done, but most of the time, as you'll see, a lot of this, 90% of this stuff that I use to decorate my pages are things that I got in the mail. Like, this whole layout was created with stickers that I received from a pen pal. This was created with a kit that I received, stuff I got in the mail, wrapping from an order, my own kits. Like, everything I use in this particular journal is wrapping. Like, this is packaging from a traveler's notebook that I just got. So that's why I love using this journal for that, to be able to play with those extra beautiful bits that you get in the mail and you're terrified to use them but you don't want to throw them away. That's where that one goes. Yes, that leather is the goat leather and I absolutely love it. It's very finicky, and I'm going to show you kind of an example. So my son was in the office with me and he kind of did like the raspberry thing where he like spit with his lips, and a little bit of that spit got on here, and so I just like quickly was trying to wipe it and like rub the wet spot out, like dry the wet spot out, and it actually ended up making like an age spot, I guess. It's super shiny in that one spot. It's on the back, so I'm not super worried about it. I'm not super finicky over my leather. I love it. I'm not trying to baby it anymore. But yeah, it's finicky. It is much less forgiving than the other leather I have. This is just a cloth cover from IKEA. I'm kind of tossing up the idea of getting a nice A5 cover from Baumkuchen, but I'm still struggling with the idea of spending like $89 with shipping for that. So for now, I'll use my $4 cloth cover from IKEA. Okay, so this is my personal journal here. And for the month of April, I challenged myself to use my stationery bento box from Sora Asan, and I've done really well. I have most of the decorating is from her box, but I do pull a few other bits from my stash because I don't want to super duper limit myself, because then I feel like I would be uninspired. My son was in the newspaper, our local newspaper, from when we had his birthday parade, so obviously I had to put the article in my journal. And yeah, I'm loving this challenge. I am really excited to finally dip in and use the supplies from her kit, her box. This is really fun. It's a little pocket. It was a little envelope that I got in an order, but I used it to do some hidden journaling. And so I've got this really beautiful card here, and then some hidden journaling that I wanted to kind of put in here and tuck away. And then close it up, and it's beautiful. And then this is for Easter. I thought it was super fitting because it's so beautiful with those colors. Love this. And then this is to the 15th, and I need to, I've got this tipped in for now. I don't know if this is where it will stay, but I wasn't sure where I wanted to put it. So right here it's living currently, but I'm caught up to the 15th, which is better than I can normally say. Normally I save all my journaling until the end of the month, but I think we're doing pretty good. And then at the end of this journal, I am actually doing a log of the COVID-19 spread. So I've got the world, the US, New York, because it seems to be a super high concentration area, and then my state. And it's really interesting to see the growth. I did this in May as well, but yeah. I think I did pretty good. Let's see. What does anybody else want to see? What is anybody curious about? We've got 32 people watching. What do you care about? What do you want to see? What do you want to see me do? What do you want to know? Because we are coming close to a disaster with the babies waking up. Quick doodle. Stephanie, are you crazy? I can't doodle anything. Quick doodle. My family is doing really well. The kids are handling the isolation pretty well. I don't think they really care so much. I'm not really hearing them say they miss their friends or anything like that. I'm not really hearing them. The only thing that they miss is being able to spend the weekends at their grandparents' house. And so that's really tough because I miss that too. We got really used to them being gone on the weekends, and now them being home 7 days a week for like 6 weeks straight is tough. Okay, so where do I buy most of my vintage antique items? I have several large antique malls close to me, which is where I get most of my items. I am very lucky to live in an area that has pretty good vendors that stock these antique malls. Basically, it's a store that is probably the size of a grocery store or bigger, like a Walmart almost. And they're filled with all these stalls run by different people, and it's just filled with all their stuff. And so that's where I do most of my shopping. I don't shop online. I feel like online prices can be a little bit obscene. And I love the thrill of the hunt, shopping, going into a store and trying to find different things. So my favorite supplies, that's a pretty good one. I have this little classic-y box that's got my favorite stamps and some little paper bits and like labels that I like to kind of grab quickly. This box was a Christmas gift, so this is right on my desk, right close to where I work. I don't really know. I wish I could show you, but it's an absolute mess and it's not really inspiring at all. I've got this cute little bowl of tickets that I like to pull from. And let's see. All of my things are pretty well organized, so everything is put away. Not right now because it's a mess. I guess I could just pick up the iPad and show you. Let me look through some of these questions. My most treasured vintage item. That's a good one. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you with that. Let me show you. Oh, it's such a mess. Let me quickly put some of these things away so that I'm not quite as overwhelmed and that you guys can actually see my workspace as it is and not piles of paper that I was trying to show you. Doesn't take much to clean it up, but alright, so I'm gonna leave this little mini mess over here because this is usually all the time there. All right. You guys ready? Don't get motion sickness now. Oops. All right, so this is my workspace. I've got my stamps here, easily grabbable. My wax seals are in there, easily grabbable. A mess. This holds my stickers, again, easily grabbable. I would love to unplug you so I could travel a little bit better, but I'm dependent on the charge right now. This area holds my current stationery, my airmail envelopes, I don't know, miscellaneous junk. That holds little paper bits that I may need to grab. And then I've got my classic-y box right here. And then on top it just holds all my little treasures. I've got tags over there. And then my cute little wall. And then way up here holds my inks and other stamps. And that's pretty much it. This is my direct workspace. Then I've got where I film and then my pen holder. So all the things. And then if I continue to move around, it's just various piles of paper. I've got these little things organized in here, so if I ever need a little paper bit, I can always come in here and grab some papers. And then, yeah, so then a little leaning tower of mess. I was drying some flowers or attempting to, and it didn't work out. So my collection of fountain pens. I don't have many. I'm not real finicky with that. Yeah, the grass is very green outside. Just stormed here. These are old vintage stamps, and I'm absolutely terrified to unplug this, but I want to show you without showing you my floor. There's a huge mess of my closet, but this is my newest acquisition. The lighting is terrible over here, so I'm sorry. But this it's an old letter holder. And I've got my traveler's notebooks in there, and old inserts, my hotel postcards, my old postal cancellation. I've got one from Missouri and one from Brussels. Those are definitely on the top 5 of my most treasured vintage things. Oh, good question. Where do I keep my letters from my pen pals? You see those boxes up there? That's where. And then there's one there. Please don't judge me for my closet. I'm drying flowers for Clara's birthday, but the ones right there, those 2 boxes, are holding letters for now. And then this is where I store my envelopes and stuff. So, yeah. It used to be an old scrapbooking closet. I used to be very into scrapbooking, so that's what's mostly in there. I've tried to gift it all away, but no luck. But there's my workspace. I've got plenty to work with. And I'm sure you're all wondering about my washi. All right here. And then old junk that I pull from. It was organized at one point. This is ephemera that I had organized. And you hear my knees. A drawer of paper that I pull from quite a bit, and then this whole drawer is just full of paper that I pull from as well. This is basically what my mystery packs are going to be made from, because it's leftover stock that I can't really do anything with. So that's that. So I'm going to put you back down here, safe and sound. Ooh, 5% battery. Must plug you back in before you die. Plug. There we go. Nothing frozen. All right, let's go back to any quotes or questions I missed. Oh, I'm glad you feel like you're here with me. Oh, I'm glad you guys had fun. It's kind of embarrassing. I'll be honest, it's a little bit embarrassing when I show people my space because it makes sense to me, but I know that it may not make sense to them. They might look at my space and think that maybe I have too much or I'm not organized enough. I'm a hoarder. I definitely have that same sentiment sometimes. It's why I have started to sell a lot of the stuff that I have, just because it is overwhelming for me, because I started buying all of these vintage paper bits and things to be able to share with my pen friends, and I've got quite a few, and it just accumulated too quickly, and I wasn't able to share it quick enough. And so now everybody benefits from that because I can put it in the Etsy shop and share. That's right. I'm not a hoarder. I'm a collector. This is not a hoard. It is a collection. Oh, thanks, Beth. That's really sweet. I definitely feel like I could do a lot better with my organization. But like I said, it makes sense to me. And I do a lot in here. I run an Etsy shop. I run a YouTube channel. I provide content for different brands in this space. And so it's just become, originally it was just like a creative space that I shared with our guest bedroom. And as I kind of grew in my, I guess my brand or my presence in the community, the need for space kind of grew. And so the guest room had to go because you guys saw the L desks, this desk being this part and that, but what you didn't see was behind me is another desk and more storage for my children to do their education here now. And yeah, there's just a lot going on in this space now. It's a classroom, it's a home office, it's a creative space for me personally, and it's become a sanctuary kind of for all of us, and it's become a very special, sacred place. And it's taken a while to get it to where I need it to flow well, but I think I'm nearly there. Once I get my closet, that space over there, once I get that a little more organized and kind of tone down some of the stuff that I've acquired and move it on, and I can easily get into that space. Like if I'm looking for some 12 by 12 papers, I know exactly where to get it, but it's a little bit difficult to get to it. And I don't have nearly as much as I used to because I use it for envelopes and stuff now. But yeah, it can be tricky just because I had to reorganize some things and I lost a lot of storage to do that. And yeah, it's fun. Let's see. That's right. My space, my rules. You're definitely not crazy at all. Not even a little bit. Oh, thank you so much. That means so much. I really appreciate you guys so much. It has definitely been an adventure. I I'm trying to decide if I even really want to talk about this, but I have been questioning my presence in the community the past couple weeks. I was, I don't even really know if I want to talk about it. Someone sent something to my home and attacked me inside of my home, and the only way that they were able to do that, and it was anonymous, still don't know who did it, but the only way they were able to do that was by taking my address from an order that I had sent. And if you have ever ordered for me, you know that my return address label, very cute, so on brand, but it has my personal address on it, and I trusted my community to respect that. And I have not had any issues with it in the past. I've actually gotten some really beautiful and amazing things sent back to me as a thank you. But someone took my address and sent me something that basically, it was an attack inside of my home and rocked me bad. It was jarring. it was shocking and it was humiliating and hurtful because I don't know who it was, why it happened, or if it was meant with malicious intent or for funnies to like make me smile or make the mood lighter. And it really made me question what I wanted to do with this community anymore, because I'm pretty open. I feel like anybody who has been following me for any amount of time knows that I'm very open. I share my family with everybody. I don't hide my children from the camera. I don't hide my life and my reality. I don't try to fake anything or sugarcoat things that I might struggle with. And my comfort in that was that I was protected and accepted in my community, and to be attacked that way inside of my home through the mail, which is something that I cherish and I hold dear, and taking something that I consider to be sacred and just turning it into a weapon against me was extreme. So I've had to rethink a lot about my presence and what I'm willing to do in my community, and I don't want to let this person win, and I don't want them to feel like they won over me and that I gave them power to continually do this. But it definitely makes me very nervous about continuing my open relationship with all of you, and that's hurtful because I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be one of those people that only share pretty things on Instagram and not their realities. So that sucks. It really does suck. So yeah, I am thinking I might close this out soon unless someone wants to see something, has a question about something. Stephanie, you're crazy if you think I'm going to draw something. Oh no, I shouldn't be mean. Let me find a piece of paper. Let me see if I can find a piece of paper in this whole big room. Am I the only one that just like doesn't have like just regular blank paper just laying around? No, that's just me. Damn. Got some onion skin. Can't ruin a piece of onion skin. Gosh, there has to be just regular paper around here somewhere, right? You would think. Here we go. Use a piece of letter writing paper. What about my meals? That's a good question. I made Indian food on Thursday. I loved it. In fact, as soon as I walk out of this room when this ends, I'm going to go warm it back up because it was so good. Last night we did lemon garlic chicken on the grill, and it was phenomenal. We soaked it for 3 days, so the flavor was just out of this world. All right. What am I going to doodle? I have no idea. Look in the trash by Hunter's desk. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what I can draw. All right, I'm looking out my window and I see a frangipani out there that looks kind of easy because it's just a stick with 3 leaves. Cutting out a bumblebee, I could doodle that. Hey, that's a good idea. Let me try this frangipani first. So I'm gonna start with some grass. There we go. Oh, Stephanie, you and I might be on a friendship pause after this. Does anybody know what a frangipani is? It's kind of like a stick with leaves on the top of it. Kind of looks like a palm tree, but these really pretty flowers come out of it at the end. Oh, Beth, that's great. From Constellation & Co., I'm so glad that you supported Sarah. Oh, friendship pause. I'm sorry, Stephanie, but you put me on the spot, girl. All right, let's try this bumblebee. Actually, can I cheat? I'm so cheating. All right. Now, I've got something I can mimic, huh? What do we think about that? I'm trying to see, like, kind of where I should start. And I feel like the wings are where I need to start, huh? I am the absolute worst drawer in the history of drawings. The eraser is long gone because my children are aggressive erasers and we don't have pencils in this house except for the really nice expensive ones that I buy one at a time. And yeah. Oh my god, this turned out terrible. Look at this poor bee. This bee is ridiculous. kind of looks more like a moth than anything else. I hope all of you are enjoying me struggle bus through this. All for you. B. Bzz. Any other strange requests? Or good ones? Stephanie, I'm totally joking with you. We're not on a friendship pause. We are not on a friendship pause. What if I do a mailbox? That'd be fun, right? Do a mailbox. Problem is, I can't do straight lines to save my life. I hear a lady. There's a certain awake lady. Oh, apparently I can't make curved lines either. God, this is already bad. What about if I just make it look kind of... Nope, I'm done. We're out. My bee is beautiful on the inside. Oh my goodness. Okay. Blues Clues vibe. Sarah, walk away. Go away. Don't make fun of me, meanie butt. I told all of you I'm not a drawer. I can layer paper really well, but if you want me to like draw on it and junk, like, no. I cannot do those things. I'm gonna hurt you, Sarah. Don't you know I'm from the shore? I'm from the eastern shore of Maryland, and we talk funny, okay? Meanies. I'm trying to think what else would be fun to do or talk about. But I feel like I hear a ladybird. And also I'm really hungry. It's almost 3 o'clock and I haven't eaten since breakfast. So I think I'm gonna call it. I hope everybody has a great the rest of the weekend, a great day, a great week coming up. We will be going into week 6 of quarantine / isolation. And no, I don't have any specific quarantine plans other than staying on track with using my stationery bento box for my journal. I'm sticking to that. I'm only using that. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get together my paper packs for my, oh, excuse me, I had a hiccup. For my Etsy shop. Sorry, I'm completely losing like my train of thought because I'm like so excited for this leftover Indian food. Yeah, I'm gonna work on my paper packs so that I can have that for you guys in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna work on my journal and stay maintaining that because I'm really proud of myself for staying up to date with that, kind of. And yeah, I hope that you guys had fun, and hopefully we can do this again next weekend. I'm not going to commit to anything, but I have enjoyed doing these little videos. So if no one has any other questions, I will catch you guys later. If you have any questions, feel free to message me over on Instagram. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have a great week.